Hi everyone, I'm Redstone Lamp, and in today's video, this will be a tutorial of how it works, and a tour of Mumbo's smallest base in Minecraft 1.14. I built this in 1.15, and used all the same mechanics in 1.14, and it's really quite small. I managed to fit it in an 8 by 8 by 10 area. This glass being the 10th block, and this block being the 9th block. See, I have 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, this will be the first block. This will be the second. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You can say it's 8. No, you could say it's 9, but I'm going to say it's 10. So, whoops. In the base here, you would go in like this, and you would press the button, and then you would go into crawl mode. So here we have a cobbles, a shulker filler, which basically you can just place blocks and it'll go into a shulker that's below. Here we have a melon farm, which is quite simple. The melon farm travels the melons over to here. We have a bed here, so you would respawn here. You would flip this lever, go to the top right here, press the button, jump, and then go back into crawl mode. So, I was wondering, if you don't really need a grindstone, you can always just use a enchantment table, because I saw some comments on that on this video. So here we have a shulker swapper. So if we just throw a shulker box into this hopper here, you could see it's dispensed out. And we press this button, and it goes back in. So we can do our shulker box, press this button, and it goes back in. So here we have an anvil, a blast furnace, and a smoker. Furnace and grindstone. And over here we have a crafting table. But then once we press this button, out comes a stone cutter, which is really nice. So let's get on with the tutorial as I crawl out of here. So, in the description, I'll be putting timestamps of what circuits I will be doing. So, let's get started. So, for our white wool circuit, we're going to need a block, a redstone comparator, a redstone repeater, redstone dust, a dropper, multiple droppers, multiple hoppers, multiple observers, and a barrel. So let's get started. So we want to go to this top left corner, and we want to go to this second block right here. Then we want to place a white wall. Then we want to skip this one, and then place another white wall. Then we want to place this kind of like T-shape here. And we're going to place a dropper facing up, and we're going to place 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then we're going to place a barrel. We just face that white wall, and this is where the barrel will go. So, we want a comparator in subtract mode, facing to that white wall from this dropper. Then we're going to place another comparator there, or a repeater if you want to make it slower. But I think it's the same, to be honest. So I'm just going to put a repeater there for this design. Then we're going to have another repeater here, and a redstone dust here. What this will do is whenever there's an item, it will just keep on circling. So we want a redstone dust here with a block there, so it just goes into here. So that's pretty helpful. So next we're going to be doing the observer circuit, which is pretty simple. So we're going to get white wool, and from this white wool that we've just placed here, we want to keep going up to all the droppers. Then we want to get our observers, and from this redstone dust right here, we want to go up 7 blocks with observers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I mean 6 blocks, not 7. Then you want to face this observer and place 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You can see the dot should be there. So now you can see, whenever we have an item in here, a clock is there. That is because there actually needs to be a comparator. It can't be a repeater. If it's a repeater, then it'll just make a continuous redstone clock. So you can see here, if we just put an item in this dropper, it will go into that barrel, which is nice. So now if you want, we can get an item frame and a melon, and just put that in front of the barrel. So now we're going to move on to the white concrete circuit, or in other words, the actual melon farm. So let's begin. For this you'll need blocks, hoppers, dirt, observers, note blocks, pistons, you'll also need farmland actually. Whoops. You'll need water, melon, then I'm just going to get bone meal for this example. Well, actually I'm going to get glass, because I don't need it to grow right now. So with our white concrete, we just want to mark out where the hoppers will go. So where this repeater is, we want to go to this dropper, and we want to place 1, 2, 3. Then to the left, we're going to place another 3. So this will be 3, and this will be a total of 4. So then we just want to run hoppers into this dropper, like so. Now, we're going to place farmland on all hoppers except for this edge one, like so. And the dirt will go like that. So then, right here, we just want to place 4 blocks. One right here, 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 and here. Then we're going to place water there. So now that we've done that, we want to just place melon seeds on those farmland. Then we're going to place observers on top of those melon seeds. Whoops, 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 whoops. Whoops, 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 comparator, whoops. That was a mistake. Sorry about that. Okay. So, you can get your melon seeds. Just place them 2 right there. And you want to place observers on top of those melon seeds like so. Then you want to place blocks on top of those observers. Then you want to place note blocks on top of where the dirt would be. And you can see that grew, so it activated those 2 note blocks. Then we can place blocks on top of those note blocks. Even though this block will happen, it's because it's bud powering, and so we can put pistons underneath those note blocks. Oops. So whenever this will grow, it will activate that. So whenever it will grow, it'll push the melon down. So now we can place glass. We're going to place solid blocks on top of this water and on to the left and right of that. Then we can get glass and just place that around here. That's actually 7. like so. So now we have our melon farm complete. And now, that is, well, the melon farm complete. So, every time a melon grows, this observer will detect that, push it down, which will put it into this hopper, and then it will just go into this dropper here, which will activate the circuit, which will fire all the way up to this barrel. So you just activated there. Which is nice. That's how it works. So now we're going to move on to the shulker swapper. For this, we're going to need barrels, hopper, blocks, repeaters, observers, sticky pistons, comparators, dispensers, redstone block, and that's about it for now. So, what we're going to do is we're going to place a barrel right here, next to the melon. Then we're going to place 2 hoppers below that. Now, next to this 4th dropper from the top, we want to place a dispenser right there. Is that right? No, that's wrong. That's wrong. Sorry about that. So with that barrel here, we want to place a barrel on the floor like that. Then you want to place 2 hoppers, and you want to place a dispenser like before. So now we want so we want some hoppers, and we're going to place a comparator. We're going to lead hoppers like this. I'm going to place comparators here and here. Then we're going to place a redstone block there. So whenever this shulker box is 100% filled, then this comparator will detect that. So what we're going to do now is we're going to place a sticky piston right here, and we're going to place an observer facing outside. So then we're going to place 3 blocks, and we're going to place 3 4-tick repeaters. Then we're going to get a sticky piston and an observer, like that. Then we're going to get a piston and place that right here. So that will activate the piston. Then, when it drops down, it will activate this dispenser. So that's pretty much the shulker swapper circuit. So once this shulker box is filled, it will drop down, go into this hopper, and go into this hopper right here. So now let's move on to the orange concrete circuit. Or, in other words, where the transportation system, where the shulker would go into here. So for this you'll need an item frame, a item of choice which will signify that this is a shulker filler, blocks, comparators, redstone dust, repeaters, observers, and droppers. So what we're going to do is from this hopper here, this will lead into a dropper facing up. And we want to place 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 droppers. Like so. So we want to get orange concrete, and from this dropper, we want to place a block right there with a comparator and subtract mode. Then we're going to kind of repeat this system, but just mirror it. So it would work like this. Like so. So then, whenever an item is in there, it will go onto there. So that's helpful. Now, I'm going to show you the item elevator. So, we can't have it like this, because that's just how design makes it. We need to have it be 1 delay shorter. So we're going to place 3 observers, 2 going up, 1 going to the left, and then we're going to have another observer going up. Then we're going to place 2 observers, 1 right there, 1 right there. Then we're going to place a repeater right there. And then we're going to place a grass block right there. I would place orange concrete here, but you could see that's where a grass block is, so I just figured grass block there. And there we go. Next we want to get some shulker boxes. And we're just going to place that in the dispenser. And then we're going to place a shulker box there. So whenever we place some cobblestone here, it'll go into there. And then it'll activate that, which will push it and activate a new shulker box, which is nice. So now we're going to make the bed system. So in Mumbo's version, I think he had an orange bed, but I'm not too sure, so I'm just going to keep it oak. So a bed, oak planks, stone bricks, stone slabs, leather, redstone dust, sticky piston, a grindstone, and a furnace. I'm pretty much doing kind of like 2x2 at the time. So then you just want to place an oak block right here, so you can see that's kind of in the 2x2 area. So we're going to start off with the next 2x2 area. We're going to place an oak plank right next to this white concrete, and we're going to place 2 temporary blocks on top of those 2. Then we're going to place a bed, like so. Then we're going to place a grindstone right there. Then we're going to place a furnace right next to it. That's pretty much what it looks like. So then, what we're going to do is we're going to place a block here with a lever, and we're going to, underneath this, we're going to place an upside down half slab. We're going to place a redstone dust on top of it. This is so this piston doesn't activate if we have a block here. Then we're going to get a sticky piston and place that right next to it, and place an oak plank there, because this redstone dust activates this block, and then this redstone is blood powering this block, so that will update that, which will fire it up, like so. See, that's pretty much how it works. Then what you can do is you want to get your stone bricks, and you just want to place stone bricks like that, grass blocks like that, and the half slabs like that. Then we're going to place a couple other stone bricks, like so, stone slabs, like so. Then we're going to get a button and an iron trapdoor. We're going to place an iron button on this plate, and then an iron trapdoor. So you will spawn right here. So you would spawn right here. You would flick this lever, walk forward, press the button, jump up, and jump down, and then you're in crawling mode. So that's nice. Now I'm going to show you the shulker swapper. So for this, we're going to get started with the item elevator this time. So we're going to get a barrel, some wool, comparator, hopper, a half slab, stone bricks, or planks. Okay, so we're going to place a barrel right next to this button right here. Then we're going to place a half slab, upside down half slab, right next to that barrel. We're also going to need droppers, and we're going to place 2 of them, like so, facing into the barrel. Then we're going to place a hopper, facing that dropper, and we want to get rid of this block. That's how it works right now. So then we want a comparator facing outwards, and then we want a block in front of that. Then we want a redstone dust right next to that, and then we want a 4-tick repeater. So it will go into this barrel. So that is nice. So then we're just going to wrap around our stone slabs. And then we can put our stone brick there. So next we're going to do the magenta concrete circuit. For this, you will need block, repeater, comparator, observer, hopper, carpet, redstone dust, and a dispenser, piston, and a stone button. So we want to get our piston, and we want to place that right here. Like that. Then we're done with our piston, and we want to get a stone button and place that right next to it, right here. So that will break the shulker, put it into this hopper, and release it into this barrel. Then we're going to get a dispenser, and actually put it right here. So now that we've done that, we're going to get a dropper, and we're going to place that one block underneath this dispenser. Then we're going to place in 3 hoppers, one going into this dropper, another one going into that hopper, another one going into that hopper, and another one going to that hopper. Then we can place our carpet on top. I'm actually just going to use white carpet for the aesthetics. So whenever we drop a shulker box into there, it will go into this dropper. So from here, we want to place an observer facing down, like so, and we want to place a comparator sticking out of it. Then we want an observer with a concrete in front of that. Then we're going to get a stone slab and put that there with a redstone dust. Actually, just a regular block. Then we're going to place another block here with a repeater facing outwards on 1 tick. Then we're going to place an observer facing upwards with a grass block. So we can test this by grabbing a shulker box, and if we throw it down on the ground, whoops, this is actually a comparator. I'm sorry about that. Then it will place the shulker box. You press the button, and it will go into that barrel. So I'll do it one more time. So there we go. Now I'm just going to wrap my grass around. Like so. I'm going to wrap it around some more to fit the 8x8 exterior. Then I'm going to put in the walls here and stone slabs on top of that. Then, in line with this iron trapdoor, we want to get rid of that grass block, add a double stone slab. Then we want a stone button on the top of that. Then we want an iron trapdoor. What this will do is when we hit this button, it will put us into crawl mode. Then we want an oak plank right there in the doorway. As you can see, there we go. Now I'm going to place stone bricks, like so, just so we have the nice feel. Now we are going to move on to the light blue wool circuit. So, we're going to need these items in my hopper. So we want to place a button right here. Once we press that, we will have a sticky piston facing down with an observer leading into an obsidian block. Then below that we will have a redstone lamp, and you can see here, this is intentional, we have 2 redstone lamp signals, but the first time it's being hard powered and the second time it's being soft powered. So the first time is when it will happen. Then we can see, if I just explore my redstone circuit. Okay. Whoops. So we want a upside down stone slab next to this sticky piston here. And we want to place a 3-tick repeater right there. Then we want a block in front of that. Then we want a block below that. And then we want to place redstone dust. Then we want a block next to that, and then place a block there with a 4-tick repeater. Then we want an observer, place another obsidian block. Then we're going to place 2 sticky pistons, one next to the repeater and one on top of that. So all this does right now is just does a double piston extension. Like so. So next up, we're going to be doing the light blue concrete circuit, or the block swapping circuit. So for this, well, this light blue circuit will actually be the lead up into the block swapper circuit. So we're going to need these items in my hopper, and what we're going to do is from this redstone dust that we have right here, we want to place 3 blocks right there. Then we're going to place 3 repeaters, and we're going to set each of these to 4 ticks. Now, when you place a repeater down, this is already set to 1 tick, and then we want to press it 3 times for it to be set on 4 ticks. Then we want to place a block in front of that, and a block to the side. Then we want a 1-tick redstone repeater with a block in front of that, then a redstone dust, then a block next to that. Then we want a torch on top of that. So all we have, these 2 circuits are pretty much the double piston extension and the timings leading up to the block swapper. So now we will actually do the block swapper. For this, we want a block on top of the redstone torch, and blocks on the sides of the redstone torch. Then we're going to place redstone dust on top of those blocks, and then redstone torches on the sides of those blocks. Then we're going to place a crafting table and a stone cutter, and then we're going to place sticky pistons facing towards those. So all we have now is just a double piston extension and a block swapping circuit. So now our yellow concrete circuit will just be the timings leading up to our light blue circuit. So in front of this here, if I can just look back up at my timings, yep. So with this redstone dust here, it's soft powering this light blue block. Then we want a 2-tick repeater, and then next to that we want a 1-tick repeater. Then we're going to place 3 blocks, one right here, one right here, and one right here. Then you want redstone dust on top of those 3 blocks, because if you had a block here, then it would activate this redstone dust or repeater. So that's why we want that to be like that. So I just couldn't avoid that. So we should have all of this complete. like so. Now, before we head off, we're going to grab a stair, an oak stair. We're going to get a blast furnace, a smoker, an anvil. Then we're going to place our our stair right there, a blast furnace there, anvil on top, and our smoker right there. So then we're going to place glass just on top of all of this. Then we're going to place sweet berries all on this grass. That's yum. So the base is now complete. You can wait for these sweet berries to grow, and whenever we press this button, trapdoor, it will make us into crawl mode. We have a shulker filler here, our melon farm here, which is working. It just takes time, of course. We have a functional bed, in this case, which, like Mumbo said, when you think about it, it's quite difficult to have it in this kind of space. Then we have a shulker swapper. So we just throw down a shulker box, it will dispense it to here, and we can access it. Press the button, and it goes back into the barrel. Get another shulker box. So there. Then we have a crafting table and stone cutter swapper, which is very neat. And all of this is actually into an 8 by 8 by 10 area. See if I just cut away with this grass. It's all in an 8 by 8 area. You could see no redstone is hanging out. So this is one of the smallest bases. I challenge you to make this smaller. No, I'm doing this in 1.15.2 Java edition. So yeah. So if you really want, you can have kind of like room here. Like you can add like a tiny room here and a ladder or something here. But I'm not going to do that because this is the official base. Now if you want, you can just get bone meal, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to make these grow. And I'm going to make these sweet berries grow. Whoops. So. Whoops. Like so. You can bone meal these sweet berries. And see, we even got 6 just from that one, which is very, very nice. So you can see that is the base complete. Now, I'm just gonna do this right here and now. Haven't even done this before. If you really want to, you can swap out this disenchanter or grindstone for an enchanting table, because the crafting table allows you to repair items, but the anvil also allows you to repair items. So either way, you don't really need the grindstone, and if you really want to disenchant, just go make a grindstone yourself. So, in this base, we have everything. And that's going to be, well, my first ever tutorial. And until next time, this is Redstone MCPC with the 2 smallest bases. I'm just kidding, it's the one cloned. And I will see all of you guys later. Goodbye. Wow, that's 60 FPS, and this is the pause screen.